I wake up tasting blood and concrete dust. My bedroom ceiling is gone. Through the jagged hole, the morning sky glows the wrong color, sick orange, pulsing like an infected wound. The building shudders. Not an earthquake. Something landed nearby, and the impact bent the laws of physics. My phone buzzes frantically against the nightstand. 17 missed calls from Sarah, my sister. I dial her back with shaking hands. Jake? Her voice is barely human. Jake, they're coming through the sky. Sarah, calm down. No, she screams. You don't understand. The sky is opening like a mouth, and things are falling through, and oh God, oh Jesus Christ, what is that? Through my window, I watch something stand up 6 blocks away. It unfolds like a nightmare learning to walk. 20 feet tall, made of metal that shouldn't exist. Black, but somehow darker than black, like it's swallowing light. No face, no eyes, just smooth, endless surface. Sarah, listen to me very carefully. My voice sounds calm, but my legs won't stop shaking. Run toward the Hudson River. Don't look back. I'll find you. Jake, there are hundreds of them. The robot turns its head, except it doesn't have a head, just a section that rotates with a sound like metal screaming in a vacuum. Then it raises one arm. A beam of light, thin as a pencil, shoots from its palm into the base of the Riverside Apartments. The entire 40-story building doesn't explode. It folds sideways, like origami made of concrete and human lives. The sound doesn't come right away. First, there's silence, the wrongest silence I've ever heard. Then the screams of 800 people hit me all at once. Sarah? Sarah? The line goes dead. I run. The streets are chaos, but it's the wrong kind of chaos. People aren't panicking randomly. They're all running in the same direction, away from the robots, like mice fleeing a lab experiment. Above us, more pods fall through tiers in the sky, landing with surgical precision. I reach the George Washington Bridge just as it collapses. Not from damage. A robot simply touches one support beam, and the entire structure crumbles like wet sand. I watch 40, maybe 50 people fall screaming into the Hudson. I jump onto the last ferry as the dock is sliced clean off behind me. From the water, I watch my city die in sections. Neighborhood by neighborhood, the lights go out, not flickering, but clicking off in perfect geometric patterns. That night, floating in debris and darkness, I realize something worse than death. The machines aren't attacking randomly. They already have a map, a plan, a list. They knew exactly which buildings to hit first, which bridges, which power grids. Like they've been watching us for a very, very long time. And we never noticed. I find Sarah on day 2, huddled in a flooded school basement with 9 strangers. Her left arm is broken, wrapped in a torn shirt. When she sees me, she sobs so hard she can't breathe. We hold each other in the darkness, pretending the world didn't end. We can't stay here, I whisper. The water's rising. An older man in the corner shakes his head. Those things kill anything that moves. We stay quiet, we survive. But I can't. I won't. On day 3, Sarah and I slip out before dawn. We steal canned food from a collapsed grocery store. We light small fires in empty buildings, testing if the robots respond to heat. They don't. We start to hope. On day 4, we find an abandoned clinic on the edge of the flooded district. The building still has partial power, backup generators in the basement untouched. Sarah's arm is infected. She needs antibiotics. We need to try. Jake, maybe we shouldn't... She starts. We're not animals, I tell her. We rebuild. We survive like humans. I flip the generator switch. The lights flicker on. For 3 beautiful seconds, the clinic hums with electricity. Sarah smiles, actually smiles, for the first time since the sky opened. Then I hear it, that metal screaming in vacuum sound. A robot stands in the parking lot. It doesn't approach. It doesn't raise its arm to fire. It simply tilts its head downward. Underground, something tears. With a sound like bone snapping. The power cables. It's cutting the power cables beneath the building. Jake! Sarah grabs my arm. The generator screams. Overloading. Too much feedback with nowhere to go. Run! I shove her toward the door. The explosion throws me 15 feet into the street. My ears ring. Smoke fills my lungs. I crawl through rubble, screaming her name. I find her under a concrete beam. Her legs are crushed. I try to lift the beam. I can't. I'm not strong enough. Jake. She coughs red. Jake, it's okay. No, Sarah, hold on. The robot stands 10 feet away, watching, not moving, not finishing what it started. It doesn't need to. Sarah dies holding my hand, drowning in her own blood because I tried to turn on a light. The robot walks away like we never mattered. That night, I sit alone in the rain, clutching her necklace, a small silver bird she wore every day since Mom died. And finally, I understand the rule they're teaching us. Don't rebuild. Don't resist. Don't make noise. The machines don't want to kill us. They want us to learn our place in a world that isn't ours anymore. Survive quietly. Or don't survive at all. I walk west for 3 days straight. Hunger stops hurting on day 6. Thirst turns into something else, a distant throb that doesn't feel connected to my body anymore. I pass through suburbs where every house stands perfectly intact, but empty. No bodies, no blood, just open doors swaying in the wind. The robots pass me on the highways, hundreds of them, marching in perfect formations towards cities I can't see anymore. They step over me like I'm a rock, a weed, something too insignificant to acknowledge. On day 7, I reach the desert. In the distance, I see it. The old observatory, half buried in sand, solar panels cracked and useless. The government abandoned it decades ago when funding dried up. The robots left it standing because it never mattered enough to destroy. Inside, dust covers everything. But when I step onto the main floor, lights flicker on. Not electricity, something else. The old computers hum to life, screens glowing pale blue in the darkness. I shouldn't touch anything, but Sarah's necklace burns cold against my chest and I need to know why. I press a key. Data floods the screen, satellite images, geological surveys, seismic readings going back 300 years. My stomach drops. The first robot was detected in 1769, buried 3 miles under the Pacific Ocean, dormant, waiting. More appeared in the data, dozens, then hundreds, then thousands, planted like seeds across the planet, centuries before humans even invented radio. The screen shows a map covered in red dots, each one a sleeping machine. Then I see the trigger date, April 2nd, 2025, the day Earth's atmospheric CO2 crossed 450 parts per million, the day ocean acidity hit the irreversible threshold, the day the 6th mass extinction officially became inevitable. That's when they woke up. A new file opens, simulation models, projected futures. I watch humanity's survival chances play out in dozens of scenarios. We survive in 7 of them, but only when our population drops below 10%. Only when we're too few to matter. I scroll further. Find casualty reports. Acceptable losses. Optimal reduction. Specimen retention for observational purposes. Sarah's face flashes in my mind. Her broken body, her blood. She wasn't collateral damage, she was budgeted. My hands shake as I reach for the power button, desperate to unsee this. Alarms shriek through the observatory, but not from the building, not from Earth. The screens switch to telescope feeds, all pointing upward. Something is descending through the atmosphere. Not pods this time. Something massive. Something alive. The sky is opening again. And this time, what's coming through isn't here to clean up. It's here to claim what the robots prepared. I climb the ridge behind the observatory as the sun sets on day 8. Below me, across the entire desert valley, the robots have stopped moving. All of them. They stand in perfect geometric formations. Thousands of metal bodies arranged in patterns I don't recognize. Not letters, not numbers, something older, something that makes my brain hurt to look at directly. Then, simultaneously, they all kneel. The sky tears open, but this time, nothing falls. Instead, something descends. They're not ships. Ships have edges, seams, engines. These things are grown. Massive organic structures the size of mountains, drifting down through the atmosphere like jellyfish through deep water. Their surfaces pulse with bioluminescent patterns. They blot out the stars, one by one, until the sky is nothing but their shadows. The robots remain kneeling, worshipping. My legs give out. I collapse onto the rocks, clutching Sarah's necklace so hard the clasp cuts my palm. Then I feel it. Not a sound, not a voice. Something pushed directly into my skull, into every human skull left alive. Biological stewardship assessment failed. Species reclassified, observer status. Planet ownership reassigned. The words aren't English, but I understand them the way you understand a nightmare. Completely, horribly. The robots weren't invaders. They were auditors, sent to grade us, to measure what we'd done to the planet we were given. And we failed. The massive beings don't land in cities. They descend on the empty places, the forests we burned, the oceans we poisoned, the deserts we created. Where they touch ground, everything changes instantly. Through the observatory's telescope, feeds still glowing on my phone, I watch forests bloom in time-lapse. Oceans calm from brown to blue in seconds. The air itself seems to exhale with relief. Then, one of the beings turns toward the remaining human zones. It doesn't attack. It hovers, studying us with something that isn't eyes, but feels like being dissected by God. I look down at Sarah's silver bird necklace in my bloody hand. She died because I refused to learn, because I thought we still mattered, because I believed humans were still the main characters in Earth's story. But we never were. We were tenants who trashed the apartment. And now the landlords have arrived. The invasion is over. The robots completed their task. Humanity has been reduced to acceptable levels, just enough to observe, to study, to keep as specimens of what once was. The evaluation is just beginning. I watch the being's attention sweep across the valley, across me, calculating something I'll never understand. And I finally realize the most terrifying truth of all. We're not going to die. We're going to live. Live as the thing we feared most. The thing we made everything else on this planet become. Endangered.